So let's spend a couple of videos analyzing sort of an awful circuit, and then we'll be sort of done with circuits, and then I'll just have a few last thoughts on some stuff in chapter 18. So I'm just going to start drawing, and who knows where it's going to go. I don't really have an idea of what kind of circuit I'm going to have. I'm going to throw that in there. Why don't we throw a little resistor in that way? Why don't we have a resistor come down this way, and a resistor come down that way, and another resistor come down that way, and another resistor come down that way. Let's throw a resistor right in there. Okay. That seems pretty good to me. Okay, so I could have made it more complicated, but we'll just sort of go with it the way we are. And so I'm going to call this R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, R7. And let's just say, let's give them easy values. Let's just say 100 ohms, 200 ohms, 150 ohms, 50 ohms. Let's see, let's make that 40 ohms, make that 200 ohms, and make that 100 ohms. Okay, really busy. Okay, now I'm going to just start analyzing it and just sort of crank in and do the best that I can over the next 20 minutes. Sort of the furthest out I have away, and what I can draw a bubble around is I can do R6 and R7. So I'm going to combine, so 1 over R6,7 is going to be 1 over R6 plus 1 over R7, which is going to be 1 over 100 plus 1 over 200, which is going to be 3 over 200 if you think about it for a little bit. And that means that R6,7 is going to be 200 over 3 ohms, which is going to be 66.7 ohms. Now I'm going to tack on, I'm going to call that, now I'm going to tack on R5. So R567 is going to be R5 plus R67. So it's going to be 40 ohms plus 66.7 ohms. So R567 is going to be 106.7 ohms. Now that's going to be all of that. Now that's going to be in parallel with R4. Whew. Going fast. So 1 over R4567 is going to be 1 over R4 plus 1 over R567. So I'm going to have 1 over 50 plus 1 over 106.7. Now here I'm going to need a little help. So R4567 is going to be do it all in one. I'm going to do it all in one. 1 divided by 50 plus 1 divided by 106.7. And I'm going to take that all to the negative 1. I'm going to get 34 ohms. So all of this stuff here is all 34 ohms. Now, getting there, R 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm just going to call it R 3 through 7, is going to be R3 plus R 4 through 7. Because that's hooked up into series. So R3 through 7 is going to be 150 ohms plus 34 ohms, don't need a calculator for that. R3 through 7 is going to be 184 ohms. Alright, now we've got R2 is in parallel to all of this junk. So all of that junk is 184 ohms. R2 is going to be in parallel to that. So 1 over R2 through 7 is going to be 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3 through 7. So I'm going to end up with 1 over R2 through 7 is going to be 1 over 200 plus 1 over 184. So R2 through 7 is going to be, back that up. 200. Okay, let's just do it. Open parentheses. 1 divided by 200 plus 1 divided by 184. Boom. 95.8. 95.8 ohms. Now, getting there, R1 through 7 is going to be R1 plus R2 through 7, because now I'm back to having a series. I actually kind of made this too nice because I went parallel, series, parallel, series, parallel, series. I could have actually made it nastier when I think about it, but I swear I didn't make things up as I went along. I just sort of threw random numbers down on the page. Alright, so now my R1 through 7 is going to be 100 ohms plus 95.8 ohms. So my R total for the whole circuit is going to be 195.8 ohms. Now, just going as fast as I can, new sheet of paper, I have my voltage is 12 volts. My resistance total is going to be 195.8 ohms. And then my I total is going to be 195. It's going to be V equals IR, so V divided by R, 12 volts divided by 195.8 ohms gives me 0.0, I'm going to do 61.3 milliamps. Okay. Now, we'll just see how far I get in the next video.